Ambition is the basis of all worldly success in any field. For example, as a scholar, as a politician, as a businessman, as a doctor, engineer, scientist, artist, etc. Nobody can achieve any success in the worldly sense without any targeted ambition and unhesitant endeavour or effort to achieve it somehow or the other. That is, that ambition is a very, very strong desire. However, ambition, which is a desire, is a hindrance to enlightenment. And nobody can get enlightened as long as there is an ambition to be enlightened. Because enlightenment is a natural and spontaneous awakening with the maturity of wisdom through experience. Even the Buddha could not get enlightened through self-mortifying endeavour or effort for nearly 7 years because he was too ambitious and too anxious to be enlightened without sufficient maturity for enlightenment. Finally, the Buddha could get enlightened only when he sat under a bo tree, never to get up, because there's no point in getting up to proceed with the same old endeavour by which he failed to get enlightened. In making no endeavour to get enlightened, the Buddha was completely relaxed in mind and body, entertaining no ambition, no tension, no effort. It is then that the enlightenment dawned upon the Buddha naturally and spontaneously, because his spiritual maturity acquired by experience and experiments had got perfectly completed at that time, at that moment of enlightenment. Being ambitious to get enlightened, Reverend Godiger endeavoured or tried very hard to get enlightened, but he failed. So he committed suicide by cutting his own neck. But he got enlightened at the last moment of his passing away, at his last breath, because at that moment he was free of any ambition or anxiety to get enlightened. Reverend Ananda too got enlightened when he was too tired after endeavouring or trying hard to get enlightened. At that moment he was going to lie down, ending all endeavours and efforts, because he was relaxed at that moment without any effort and without any ambition, without any strong desire to be enlightened. Any ambition involves psychological time, because it is a projection from the living present into the unborn future. We have a target to achieve in ambition. That target is not something of the present moment, but something of the future moment. It is a target of the unborn future. and therefore it is an illusory mental image to which we get attached. The nirvana, on the other hand, is formless. It has no image, no form, and timeless, akaliko. Asarinam, no form, no image. It is here and now. Ehipasiko means now, Sanditiko means here. And it can get awakened up naturally and spontaneously when the right time comes, in the same way that a tree is flowering at the right time. There should be sufficient maturity for the tree to be in a state of flowering, for blossoming. So is the human mind. It must have sufficient maturity for enlightenment. One cannot force a tree to flower. So is the nirvana. One can force it to be opened up without sufficient maturity of wisdom. Wisdom is not acquired, but it is an instinctive capacity inborn in us, and that is subject to maturity. And subject to maturity means it is not a asankata dhamma, but a sankata dhamma. It is something material. It is made of universal energy. Wisdom is nirvana. It is an ability, it is a capacity of the spiritual energy in us. One cannot force that nirvana to be opened up without that maturity, without the maturity of wisdom. That wisdom, as I mentioned earlier, is instinctive insight. It is inborn in us, inborn in every of us. Therefore, everyone is destined to attain nirvana one day or the other. However, when one is completely relaxed and free of all ambitions and anxieties, tensions, the nirvana could dawn naturally and spontaneously, as a tree or a plant or a creeper is flowering. It happens spontaneously. Awakening of wisdom by its own maturity is the end of ambition. End of ambition means the nirvana. Nirvana is called tanhakaya. Ambition is strong tanha, strong desire, strong thirst for something which is not realized. For example, if you have a strong desire to get enlightened, without a clear picture of enlightenment, we are targeting an illusion. That illusion is a projection from the present into the future. Present is living, but the future is unborn. And that illusory image is made out of the past experiences retained in our brain cells. Therefore, in making an effort, our mind is time bound by the past, the present, and the future. Nirvana, on the other hand, is timeless, akalika. It is timeless. There is no form in it. That is why nirvana is called sunyata. It is voidness or emptiness. Here, emptiness means the mind is empty of its content. Our mind contains thoughts and feelings. desires, ambitions, fears, hatred, attachment, love, anxiety and so on. When the mind is free of all that content, the mind is empty. Nirvana is that emptiness. That emptiness cannot be achieved as long as we are attached to any mental image or mental form. If you have a strong desire to be enlightened, that means we are attached to an illusory image of mental image of nirvana without knowing what nirvana is. Nirvana in the Buddha's language is said to be atakkavachara. It cannot be grasped as an idea. Nirvana is not an idea. Idea is mind-made. Mind is a product of the universal energy. Our mind is the product of our physical body. Physical energy in a minor form, in a subtle forms, turn into our mind. Mind consists of energy. Energy means activity, dynamism. Energy is not static. It is always active. But nirvana is the opposite of being active. It is timeless. There is time only when there is activity. Activity means motion. Activity means a moving from one state to another state. For example, we are unenlightened. Then we get enlightened. And there is a change from what is at the present into something that is not at the present moment. But however, enlightenment cannot be achieved because it is within us. Nirvana is within us. It can be discovered. It has to be discovered because it is hidden in us. That is why the Buddhist meditation is called Ekayano Maggo in the Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Ekayana, Eka means one, Ayana means going, moving. It is only one self that can go to Nirvana. But once you attain Nirvana, the self vanishes. There is no self in the Nirvana. There is no image in the Nirvana. That is why Reverend Buddha Ghosa uttered, Atti Nibbuti na Nibbuto. There is a phenomenon called Nirvana, but there is nobody in Nirvana who has attained Nirvana, who has realized Nirvana. It is ultimate selflessness. Normally, one gives up the concept of self at the first stage on the path to enlightenment. That first stage is Sotapanna stage. And that idea or the concept or image of a self is called Sakkaya Ditthi. Sakkaya Ditthi means, Sakka means oneself, one's own, Kaya means the bundle. We have bundle of images called ourselves. Images are mental images. They are based on our memories. We have the image of our childhood. We have the image of our babyhood. We have the image of our boyhood or girlhood. We have the image of our youthhood. We have the image of our parents, brothers and sisters. We have the image of our wife or husband. We have the image of our country, our nation, our nationality. our race, our culture, our tradition, those are all mental images. Nirvana is not such a mental image that we can realize by following a path of effort. Nirvana is not a product of any effort. In Susima Sutta Katha, it is said that even in the path, Magga and Phala, different stages of enlightenment and different way of enlightenment, they are not the product of meditation. But meditation can be a means to achieve different stages towards enlightenment and the final stage of enlightenment. The meditation, the Buddhist meditation, is to tranquil the mind. Tranquil aspect of the meditation called Samatha Bhavana, and the insight aspect of Buddhist meditation called Vipassana Bhavana. Insight is an inner sight, not the sight of our physical eye, nor the sight of our mental eye. There is only a sight. That is reflected by the Buddha with regard to his 12 steps taken to enlightenment. The first step is called Chakku Mudapadi. Verbal meaning is there around the eye. It is not the physical eye, the mental eye, but the insight, inner capacity, instinctive capacity, natural capacity. Jnanam Udapadi, awareness. There is a sight, and there is the awareness of that particular sight. There is nobody who is aware, but there is awareness. Panya Udapadi. There is the arising of wisdom. Wisdom is the capacity to see the real nature, true nature of anything. For example, wisdom is the capacity to see that everything in this world, physical world, is dynamic, that is creative, active. Therefore, everything is changing from moment to moment, that is dukkha. The activity is called anicca. The transformation of one state to another state is called dukkhata, and the ultimate result of that transformation is called anicca, means nothing can retain a permanent identity. Nothing has a permanent identity. That insight is given by the wisdom into ourselves in the meditation. In meditation, thought forms appear and they disappear. Happiness comes, it goes away. Unhappiness comes, it goes away. Trances come, they go away. They are changing. That is what is realized by the Buddha's first disciple called Kondanya, Reverend Kondanya, by listening to the Buddha's first sermon called Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Buddha himself described that realization saying, Yamkinchi samudaya dhammam sabbantan nirodhanti. He realized that every mental form is subject to birth, decay and death. That means, by that realization, one is not getting attached to any mental image, not resenting any mental image, not become ignorant of any mental image, complete aware of all mental images. Non-attachment till vita raga, non-resentment is called vita dosa, non-ignorance or non-illusion is called vita moha. And that is the state of an enlightened mind. And that mind cannot be achieved by any effort, as I mentioned earlier. When you are effortless, when you are relaxed, when you are free from all tensions, when you are free from all ambitions, you get enlightened automatically, naturally, spontaneously.